Hello, I'm Martin Fencka and welcome to the first episode of Let's Play Crusader Kings 3. So finally, 2 months after the release of the game, I have the time to start the series that I promised a long time ago. During those 2 months since release, I did play the game from time to time, but nowhere near as much as I would have liked to. Therefore, I need to learn about the game, but I just don't want to wait any longer. Myself, I'm really looking forward to this series, so I'm just gonna start it, and maybe this won't be like a flawless gameplay, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be fun, and I also think I should be able to learn much faster when I'm playing on camera. Usually when I'm starting a new series, especially when it's a game that I haven't done before, I haven't played on my channel before, I make the first episode more or less like an introduction of the game, but I don't think I have to do that for Crusader Kings. I am pretty sure that everybody knows these Paradox Grand Strategy games. So instead, we'll jump into the game right away and focus more on like the introduction of the series. We'll talk about my plans for the series. Also, we'll be talking about who I've decided to play as, things like that. So let's just jump in. So first, I really wanted to start in 867, and because of that, I decided not to play as Bohemia. I really want to do a series as Bohemia because that's where I am from. But, well, Bohemia in 867, that's quite a difficult start, and I'm not sure if I'm up for the challenge. So instead, I decided to stick to my usual plan when I'm still learning one of these grand strategy games, and the plan is always to start somewhere on the British Isles. So that's what we're gonna do. And as I was thinking about where exactly do I want to start, as I was looking at my options, I realized a few things. Well, first of all, Britain at this point has a pretty serious problems with Viking raids, so we'll have to be careful about that. But I also realized that I don't want to play as Vikings because they seem to be a little bit too strong at this point, at least for a player. As a player, you can handle them, but when you play as Vikings as a player, it feels like you have too many things available right from the start. So, as I say, it feels a little bit too easy. That means we have... then I don't want to play or start in Ireland because it's a bit too fragmented, and I think because of that the start would be a bit too slow. So that's another thing that another option that I discarded right from the start, which leaves us with Alba in the north. Alba is also pretty strong, so I don't want to do that. Then I don't want to play as Anglo-Saxon kingdoms, so that takes out all of this basically. So we are left with what's here on the Wales side of the island. And here I decided to play as the Principality of Gwynedd, because it's more or less what I've been looking for. It's not a kingdom, we still have to get the Kingdom of Wales, so that can be like our early game goal. We are not too weak, so there's still some options for us that we can do right from the start, so the early game won't be too boring. But we are not too strong, so we could just snowball out of control too early. Okay, so that's where we're gonna be playing, and we're gonna start it as a Prince Roderick II the Great of Gwynedd, who is currently 47 years old, which is like the ideal age for what I want to do. Not too young, not too old. I want to get the king or kingdom, or found the Kingdom of Wales during his life, and his age still makes it that we can make it, but it's still a challenge, so that there is like a little bit of a challenge right from the start, that we need to get the resources to get a kingdom before Rodri dies. After that, I of course want to unite all of the kingdoms or kingdoms, at this point it's more like duchies, on the British Isles, create an empire. But I don't want to go with Britannia. I would like to create my own empire. We'll see what exactly it's going to be. I was thinking something like the Empire of Albion, something like that. But that is still far in the future. Um, and then, well, then we'll see how far we want to take it. I was thinking like conquering the whole of Europe, and then maybe Byzantine Empire, and get Jerusalem. But we'll see how fast we progress through the game, and if the game is still like entertaining when we get or when we become this large empire, if there is still at least some challenge left in the game. I don't necessarily like need to conquer the whole map. I just want to play as long as it's fun, as long as it's a challenge, and when it's obvious that all of the like serious opposition is gone, then we can maybe try something else. So these are the plans, and now let's check how does the game looks like. So we want to, where is it? Play. Oh, by the way, we'll be playing as normal difficulty, but I'm not gonna do hardcore or hardcore Iron Man, because first, I don't want to rely on just one save file, and second, I'm not 100% sure that, or I'm pretty sure that I can't play without mistakes. So just in case I make some disastrous mistake at some point, I want to have the option to reload. Okay, let's jump in. So how does it look like? Or where do we start with all of this? So what is the plan? I already checked our situation a little bit before I started the series, so that I'm not completely lost. What I like about our start is that we have some options for early expansion, and also we have 2, 4, 7 children, so we don't have to worry about heirs. In case something bad happens to our older sons, there is still more. So for a while, we should be safe in this regard. Now, what can we do early? We have here the Lordship of Ceredigion, or Ceredigion, I think that's the pronunciation. That is under the rule of our brother-in-law, and we have a claim on one of its counties. So this is usually the first step. We take half of Ceredigion, and then we try to probably grab 1 or 2 more of these counties to the south of us to get some extra territory. We'll have to fabricate claims on some of these, but we should have enough resources for like 2 claims, I think. Enough gold for like 2 claims. We also have a claim on the Isle of Man. But this one is under the rule of Jarl Ivar the Boneless, who is pretty damn strong. So this might be a bit of a challenge. And hopefully, Alba will weaken Ivar for us a little bit, and then we take advantage of that and get the island under our control. I would like to focus on Jorvik. That's the second Viking Jarldom on... is it Jarldom? Yeah, it's Jarldom. On the British Isles, also pretty strong as you can see. And it's much closer to us. Usually, Jorvik just conquers Northumbria within like 2 years and creates this large Jarldom in the center of the Isles that divided between, let's say, the Scottish part and the Anglo-Saxon part in the south. I was thinking about creating an alliance with Wessex and Alba. We would divide Mercia between us and Wessex, gain as much territory as possible. I'm not sure about Cornwall. Once we get our southern coast under control. Maybe we can go there, but I have a feeling Wessex is gonna take care of that. Once Mercia is divided, then I'll try, together with the Wessex and Alba, focus on Vikings, get rid of those, and then, well, then we'll see. The next target, of course, is going to be either Wessex or Alba, because eventually we want to control the whole island. So this is more or less the plan. As for Ireland, we could try to take over this territory, because right now that's under Ivar's control. And that would be a nice, like, bridgehead for the conquest of the rest of the island. But it's not a high priority. The average development of all of these counties is quite low. So we don't really want to get too many too early, because it would just slow down basically our research. But we'll see. Of course, if we get an opportunity to get something for free, then I think I will do it. Just I'm not gonna focus on Ireland too much for a while. Okay, so that's the plans. Now, what else do we want to do? So let's check the decisions first. Oh wait, before we do that, let's check our stats. Okay, Marshall is pretty good. We have also quite good intrigue. I like that. The stewardship is decent. We already have 2 good stats, so having a decent stewardship and even diplomacy on top of that, I think the stats are quite good. We are diligent. We should be able to avoid stress mostly. So this is basically just a positive trait without any drawback. Ambitious. Oh, we have ambitious and diligent, so that's a lot of stress potential. We have to be careful about that. And then we have impatient. That one sucks a bit. But overall, I think it's not bad. Rough terrain expert, you'll definitely... Oh, rough terrain expert and forest fighter, that's nice. Architect and overseer. Okay, not bad at all. Let's check our wife. Pretty good stewardship, so she's definitely gonna help us maintaining our... currently it's like a duchy level country, so she's gonna help us with the maintenance. So our economy should be pretty decent early. And let me check our air. Our air isn't that great. Our air kind of sucks. Can we maybe replace him with someone? This is still pretty bad. And we won't see too much here. These are still too young. Okay, well, if we can't find anyone better, I mean, this is not the end of the world. He still could become a decent soldier. Vengeful. Even though it's a sin, it's not the end of the world. Ambitious and callous. Okay. Not that bad. Could be better, but I think I'm not gonna complain. Fine. The next thing that we need to check is our council. So our bishop sucks. Let's switch. We definitely want our wife to help with the domain management. Our steward is quite decent. I think I'll keep him, but if I could, I would replace these 3. Let's see if we have someone better for any of these positions. Not really. Also, let me check our knights. Now when we are here, I'll make sure that my sons don't die in wars. Okay, our knights are horrible. So that's another thing that we need to work on. Wasn't there? No, I thought that we had 2 adult sons, but this one is only 15. Okay, so now let's check the court. What do we have to work with? Because we'll have to find some marriages that will bring some decent characters to the court. Don't really have that much to work with. Okay, so whom do we want to marry first? Oh wait, first let's choose the lifestyle here. It's pretty clear that we go for martial, and I think I'll go authority focus. We're gonna be expanding quite a bit, hopefully, during Roderick's reign. So both the growth control and dread gain is gonna be useful. We already have the full overseer tree that's gonna help a lot. I'll also try to get strategist. Okay, so that's out of the way. Now we have to marry our heir. So let's see. Definitely want her to be healthy, Christian. Don't really care about culture too much, and if we could find some nice inheritable traits, that would be great. Don't care about alliances or prestige or anything like that for now. Usually, I'm trying to avoid alliances if I can, if I'm not forced by the situation around me. I'm trying to wait for a while to see how the situation develops, and I'm trying to find alliances where the kingdoms that are doing well so that I don't get dragged into some defensive losing wars. And I think in our situation we can afford it to wait with alliances. So I think we mostly want to check for... If we could find genius, that would be great. I already see beautiful like 5 times, but they're quite old. 25 potentially. I've also noticed where is it? Here, Judith, who's intelligent. How old is she? 21. That might be better. And look at her diplomacy. Yeah, I think it looks good. Oh, that's 1. We'll also have to do something about our domain size. I'm surprised that it's only 4, while our steership should be pretty decent. Okay, we are done here. So what else do we need? We need to marry everybody from our court. Now here, I think I want to find a decent physician. Is it... Oh, I forgot the names of the physician trades. Damn, I should have checked that before I started the recording. Actually, give me a second, I'll find the name of the trade and be right back. Okay, so the trade that I was looking for is a renowned physician, and we got lucky. There is exactly 1. 37, that's fine. She doesn't have to be like extremely young. Here, this is not marriage for children. We will just want a specific character for our court. So that's another position taken care of. Then we also want... what do we need the most? So our steward is decent. I'm pretty sure I want an exceptional spy master. So I think that's what we should find next. Do we have anybody who we can use for this? Not really. Well, that is unfortunate. Don't have a single woman as a part of our court who we would be able to use for this. Okay, in that case, we can only marry or find spouses for some of the men. And what we want from them is there some decent inheritable traits that would then later breed like decent knights. So if we could find like robust or something like that, that's probably what we want to find. And our council will be pretty garbage for a while. Okay, so everybody who doesn't have a spouse will get one. We are looking for that. And let's go. Robust, hail. Is there something like Herculean somewhere? Or Amazonian? This guy's quite old, so I think this will be fine. How old are you? 47. You are 37. 25. Okay, let's try this guy. Don't necessarily want these traits or need these traits in my own bloodline yet. Yeah, this will be fine. And now 2 more. 37. And I think this is the last one. Okay, anyone else that we could marry? Nope. I think I'll need some matrilineal marriages for my daughters. Because that's the only way that I see right now how we will be able to get some decent council members in a reasonable amount of time. Oh well. Fine, what else? I'm gonna increase the crown authority right away. I'm still a bit puzzled by the holdings limit, that it's only 4 with our stewardship. I'm gonna unpause for a second. Oh, and I also forgot. We need guidance for our children. Sure. He can have the stewardship education, that's fine. Do we have a decent steward somewhere? We have quite a few actually. Let's use this guy to increase his opinion about us a little bit. Now, what about you? I definitely don't want him to get diplomatic education. His diplomacy sucks. So what are the other options? Learning definitely would be an option. Yeah, sure, let's go for it. Do we have anybody who could help him with that? I think the bishop is the only option. Okay, I don't mind increasing his opinion about me. Make sure that he'll always support us. I don't think his skills are like low enough so that I would think about murdering him. Yeah, let's work on his opinion. Oh, that's another one. Then you. What are the options? Definitely not diplomacy. I probably don't want intrigue. It could cause some problems later, so I Oh wait, starship education. That's unfortunate. It's probably not the best call. What if I just make him a knight? Okay, let's stick to diplomacy, and I think he's gonna be knight. Prowess 11 is not that bad, and I actually don't mind if he dies in battle. I don't want to have like a potentially dangerous character with high intrigue. Sure. So who's gonna help him with diplomacy? I think we only have one option for that as well. Oh, actually, wait, did I mess up? Oh, no. Good. So, here, this guy is gonna help him. And now, for our daughters. I don't mind my daughters being good spies, because I can just send them to someone else's court, and then we could use our weak hook on them, make them join some plot. Yeah, sure, we can try intrigue education. Let's see if we have someone who can help with that. Yeah, sure. And the last one. I think we can stick to the martial education. I think we will get the matrilineal marriage for her. There is not much point sending her aboard. We could have her brother help her. Sure. Okay, so that's taken care of. And just in case I forget something, let's make sure. Yeah, this is definitely something we'll have to work on. For now, I don't think there is much point in trying an intrigue. What I probably should do is try to sway the bishop. I want to have some reserve here. Definitely don't want to drop under 0 and lose the money from church. So let's try to improve his opinion. Then as for the other options, we can have the Chancellor boosting our prestige gain for now. I don't think domestic affairs is necessary at this point. I definitely want my bishop to fabricate a claim here. I think I will get the claim on these 2 counties. Then I'll stop and get the remaining 3 peacefully. once we found the Kingdom of Wales. Then we definitely want to start improving development in our capital and around it. How long is it gonna take? 3 years, 4 years, 3 years. Come on. The Marshal doesn't have anything. Actually, we could have him training commanders for a while. And there we go. The holdings limit went up by 2. Yeah, I was really surprised it was down to 4 only with all the stewardship that we managed to find. So we need to give away one of the counties. Let's see. So I want to keep all of the counties here under my control. We could start giving away the counties in the Duchy of, or Principality, same thing, of Powys. So I'll have to decide which 2 duchies eventually I'll have under direct control. I think it's gonna be the Duchy of the Hobart. That one I'm gonna keep in my hands, and then probably Mercia. So I can eventually start giving away counties here, but for now we're gonna focus on these. What is it? These, I think there are 2 counties in Powys. Fine. Sure, we can start with this one. And who gets this title? I can't give it to my heir. I think I'll give it to Cadell. I want to keep the titles in the family for now. We could change his contract, but I don't think I want to use the hook on that, and I don't feel the need to change anything at this point. So let's just pass on that. This is the claim on the Isle of Man. So that's not gonna happen for quite a while, but we now definitely want to do something about the claim that we have here. Okay, so let's set up a rally point here, let's say. Is there anything that we have to worry about? It's a mastermind philosopher, 400, let's say 500 soldiers. Yeah, that should be safe. Declare. Just thinking if there's anything that I want to do before I declare, but I don't think so. Switch back on the proper map view, and we're gonna raise everything here. Okay, wait 2 days. Just we're gonna be getting quite a few messages about people accepting the marriage proposals. We can attack. Go. Oh, that's something I forgot. Your culture is now fascinated by the spell innovation. I forgot to check that. Some more marriages. Where is it? Here, because we should be the culture head. We can change the fascination. Currently, Custos Belly. Yeah, we don't want that. I have to check if we are influenced by someone. We should be there. Here. We are exposed, so that increases the chance for progress by a lot. You see here is 5% chance to gain 0.38 every month. Here, because we are exposed, it's 45%. And now I'll change also the fascination. So now it's 78% chance for progress. It's still quite bad though, because of our horrible learning. And also because the Chancellor has horrible learning, or learning diplomacy. Wait. I always confuse learning and diplomacy. But because... yeah, it's just our learning that's an issue. We can't really get much help with that. Well, there really is nothing I can do. I still managed to save quite a few years by switching the fascination to the right tag. More people getting married. More people getting married. Don't think we are quite strong enough to kill them all. Yeah, definitely not. Oh, whom did we capture? Capture the marshal of my brother. Okay, can we use him for something? Don't really care about recruiting him. His numbers are pretty bad. Can we ransom him? We can for 10 gold. Sure. That's more than I expected. So that I might be able to get a hook on him and it'll be all. But 10 gold, I'll definitely take that. Now, let's split the army. So let's go this way. We should be able to completely avoid losses if we go around. At this point, losing 100 people to starvation, that's actually something that we can't afford. Yep, good. And I don't care if I don't catch the rest of the army. I'm not even sure that he's strong enough to besiege anything. And he's not strong enough to defeat our armies, so... ah, yeah, sure. My son will be fine. Knight improved. Okay. I'm gonna complain about that. Our knights definitely need some training. But even with training, they're just so bad that we need to find new ones. Oh, that reminds me. Where is that renowned physician? Here. So you gonna be a court physician. Congratulations. Now, ideal result from this war, except of course getting the territory that we want, would be capturing some women maybe, then recruiting them, and then finding some suitable husbands for them that would be then point to the council. I think that would be the fastest way how to get proper council members. It's probably not gonna happen. How long do we need? It actually has enough men to siege. 4 months, 5 months, 6 months. Okay, we are fine. And I'll start looking around for potential allies. I'm mostly looking at the children. There are some potential marriages for later. We might get something here, but it's too early for that. Last time that I got an alliance with West Francia, I did it too early, and then somehow Italy won the war, completed or almost conquered the whole West Francia, and then the French king kept dragging me into basically lost wars over and over again. There is one potential alliance that I want to keep an eye on. East Francia, that's even more risky. And we could also try Italy, but it's probably too far. What about Cornwall? Or Alba would be an option as well. There's no point in looking at Northumbria, because Northumbria will 99% get conquered by Vikings soon. This could be a potential alliance. Also, I'll start checking potential murder plots, just a chance to succeed. Because that's one of the easiest way how to handle the Vikings. Just kill enough of them so that eventually their heirs are gonna be children. And when that happens, that's when you have a chance to defeat them, even though they're ridiculously strong. How does it look like with the claim? 15 months. That's not too bad. I think it was 20 months that that's what we started with. It's quite a long time, but I thought it's gonna be worse with his learning. We should be fine. It's gonna be quite close, but we should be okay. Especially if we get a stalemate a couple of times. I was afraid that he might get unlucky with some desertion, though he would gain extra progress, but it should be fine. Come on. There we go. Plus 17 gold. And we did capture some, but problem is it's my brother's wife. Never mind. I don't think I can use her for anything. Can I like force her to, or force her into divorce? Probably not. If I recruited her, it still wouldn't cancel the marriage. I think I'll just try to get some money for her. 25 gold. Yeah, that's pretty decent. Oh, what the hell is this? I don't think I've seen this event before. As I retreat to my chambers for the night, I stumble upon one of my guests. In my innermost sanctum. How did he get in here? It is not what it looks like, my lord, he claims. The fact that he is half naked and in the process of bodily defiling my ceremonial... What? Tells me that it is, in fact, exactly what it looks like. What the hell is this? Hmm, 250 piety is pretty damn good. And there's basically no drawback to this. Okay. Yep, this is by far the best option. How could you? To the dungeon with you. There we go. And now, can we do anything with him? I don't think I can execute him. Oh, I can, easily. For another 100 piety and get some free dread. This is perfect. That worked really well. Okay, now we just need to get the money. There we go. And we are done. So, let's enforce the demands. Disband everything. And how are we doing? We can now create a Kingdom of Wales, but it's gonna take a while. I want to conquer some more territory before I do that. We should have time for some more conquest before we create a kingdom. As for the low control, that should be a job for my marshal. There, 18 months. Yeah, we need a better marshal. also I'll have to do something with the domain limit, but I can check that off camera. I think this is more than enough for the first episode. It's probably way too long, but I wanted to do the first war at least. So yeah, that'll be all for today, all for this episode. I hope that you liked it. I hope that you're gonna join me next time again. And until then, have a good time. Bye bye.